I told you in another video that some videos that I release are going to be serious. This is going to be one of them. Now, before I really dive into this video, I want to make one thing clear. If you are living paycheck to paycheck, or if you are in a mountain of personal debt, student loan debt, card loan debt, whatever it is, outside of a mortgage, this video is not for you. Of course, you can continue listening to it, but this video is 100% not for you. Do not do anything that I tell you to do in this video. Now, for everyone else not in that situation, this video is for you. Now, we're at the end of the year here. We have a few more weeks left, but I want to talk about a very important subject, and that is charitable giving. Now, Red Mesa was built with 10 tenants for the company, and then there are 5 additional tenants for the employees and 5 additional tenants for managers. Now, in those 10 tenants for the company itself, I want to talk about tenants number 1 and number 7. Number 1, make tons of money, give lots of it away. Literally the foundation of the company. Tenant number 7 is your local community is only as good as you make it. Now, what does this have to do with charitable giving? Well, the first one's fairly obvious. One thing that I do towards the end of the year, in the very beginning of December, is I will call charities that I have pledged certain money to. We've already have met those pledges by the time I'm giving them the call. What I'm calling them about is to understand their funding goals for that year and how far away they are from those funding goals. I call them, they say, hey Drew, we're at X and our funding goal for this year is Y. Okay, great. I do this with the other charities that we work with. And I tell them at the last week of the year, give me a call and tell me where you're at that time. And sometimes I get a phone call and they tell me, Drew, we were at a large deficit, but we had a lot of donators pull through. We have met our funding goal for this year. Great. Very excited. I then ask them, because at this time I have already allocated funds that could go towards them, and I say, hey, I have these funds that can go towards you. I also have other charities that we work with where these funds can go and help them meet their goals. Now, if every single charity I speak to is, met their funding goals, then great, I'll be splitting up this money accordingly between the charities that we give through. But 10 out of 10 times, when I ask the charity, is that okay? Or would you rather me give it to you? They always say, call the other charities, see if they need it first. And that is great. And I want you to do that. I want you to reach out to the charities that you give to and see what their funding goals were this year and how far away they are to meeting them. Now, you may not be able to close that gap completely. Sometimes those funding goals are large, especially during 2020 when COVID-19 hit. Those gaps were very, very large. Right now, since we're past that year and we are in a more prosperous year for charities, those funding gaps shouldn't be as large, but they might be still. So give the charities that you donate to on a regular basis a call and see where those gaps are and see if you can fill them or how much you can fill them, right? Now, if you currently do not give to a charity and you're not living paycheck to paycheck, or you're under a pile of debt that is unmanageable, I want you to take a challenge for next year. I want you to give 2.5% of your income to a charity or multiple charities of your choosing. This video is not to tell you what charities to pick, but may I give you 2 recommendations for what to look for in a charity. Number 1, Except for very, 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 very few exceptions, you should look for charities that spend 90% of their charitable donations towards their mission. So every dollar that you give, they give 90 cents towards the mission, 10% for marketing or overhead, administration, staff, etc. The next thing that you should look for in a charity relates to tenet number 7. Your community is only as good as you make it. Look for charities that focus on your local community. Now, there might be some people who get really angry when I say this, and they say, no, you should donate to the national ones, blah, 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 blah. No. You can make your own decision. You're an adult. But the charities that are local are going to be able to help you and help the people in your community, I should say, better. They are going to be more targeted towards your community. And that's what you want. You want a charity that knows your local community, they understand the needs of the local people, and everything with that is very, very streamlined. So that's it. That's the video. Call the charities that you give to. And if you're not giving to charities, try to take that up next year. Just give 2.5%. It's not a lot. But if you do that to local charities, though it may not be a lot to you, it will be in a tremendous amount to those charities. And you will never know the people's lives you impact with that money. And the people's lives that you impact may never know you. And the point is not for you to be known. In fact, I prefer to give donations anonymously. This is the first year, actually, we've given donations non-anonymously. I don't know if I'll be doing that next year, but that's a whole nother discussion unrelated to this video. But anonymous donations, I love that idea. You will be enriching people's lives that you'll never meet. You'll be enriching their families' lives, their kids' lives. Your small act will cause a huge chain reaction. And it's beautiful to see. And you'll never get, a pat on the back or there you go or attaboy or whatever. But that's not the point. The point is to affect real change. And you can do that. Like I said, this video is a little bit more serious of the topic. This is actually going to be the last video for this year. We have some other videos that we have spun up, which are, again, more fun, the light-sided of security. But this video is going to be probably, well, I can probably say it will be the most important video that this channel ever produces. Because it is the video that will produce, hopefully, the most amount of good for people's local communities. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, what's wrong with you? I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a tremendous next year. No guarantees, right? Things are always uncertain, but don't freak out about that. Just focus on you, your family, your friends, and what you can do to better your community. As always, stay safe, happy hacking, and Merry Christmas.